Hello Key Stage 4, and this is part 2 of your first and observational drawing. Okay, so recapping on last lesson, we were using our beetroot juice as an alternative for our watercolour paints, and we're using it to apply our darkest tones as we see them on our objects. Okay, now from last week I'd already mentioned about building up different layers. Let's remove that hair. Different layers and glazes, making some of our tones a bit more darker. Okay, making our tones a bit more darker, concentrating and looking very carefully at where our darker tones would be. Okay, just looking very carefully and using this just like watercolour. There, I'm using my finger to focus, just like watercolours. Where the tones change and are a little bit darker, that's where I concentrate my colours. Okay, concentrate my tonal values. Right, using the tip of my brush for control. Now, for this lesson, not only do we need our paintbrushes, but we're also going to use a very fine sharpened stick to achieve some interesting mark making. Let's make sure that it's actually sharp, and we can use this to actually put on as an alternative to pencil, creating some very nice marks. Okay, let's remove some of this water off here. Use our water to blend this out, make it a bit more translucent, just like with the watercolours. Okay, we can use our sticks. This is just another alternative to draw back into our object design. Okay, we can also use fine liners to refine some of our shapes and actually make some of these tones a lot stronger. And the good thing about using fine liners and felt tips is that they themselves are very soluble, so they can actually be used as watercolour too, and blend in with the paint, your beetroot paint that's already there. Okay, so we can use our fine liner. Again, it's better to work on a dry surface to refine our outlines, apply some much needed texture, look very carefully at the shadows. Okay, picking out even our much more darker areas. Alright, and we can use this in conjunction with the beetroot paints to apply some different tonal variations. just like this. Okay, and if you don't want it to be soluble, we can actually even use a biro pen. We can use the biro pen to draw back over our outlines, define our shapes, go back into our shadows, apply some mark making, let's apply some, for example, some cross hatching, okay, and start building up different tones and building up and refining our details. Okay, so you continue with this, let it dry in between each time, and continue building up your colours using the tip of the brush, making sure that the brush doesn't spread out. Right. Use your paint alternatives, build up different tones as well. Look carefully where it's light and where it's dark. Using our other apparatus and equipment to refine lines, putting in detail. Using our mark making to apply our tones. This can be done through scumbling or cross hatching, whether you feel comfortable. And you'll continue this to completion. Okay, now I'm going to leave this for now, and I'm going to continue this in my own time and possibly upload you a picture of the finished piece for the next lesson. Okay, thank you Key Stage 4, and I will see you soon.